Hey, friends. No. Still friends. But I was reading posts. I usually, I kind of back down the guns because I got a gun. I'm not gonna live and die reading every single thing about a gun. I have what I have, and it's gonna work. I trust the Taurus G2C. The Phoenix Arms gonna work. I don't want anything so serious. If somebody say, well, it's not strong enough to kill somebody, then I question why I'm there. My job is not to be the assassin or anything. My job is to protect the people around. The 9 would do the job by far. Everything else is more for novelty and what I need in a pinch. And then truly is my less lethal is my main go-to, because despite what anybody says about guns, they tell you what they will and will not do, but nobody got $50,000 to give you for that attorney and that time that you clearly going to take off work going to court for. And let's say, depending on the lawyer and the situation, you may not even win, and you may serve time. So the gun community, you should look at less lethal a little bit closely. And even you can do less lethal and you still be in trouble. That's no guarantee that you'll get off the hook from there, because we just live in that generation. But I want to talk about, do you leave your gun out, or do you put a gun lock, or you put it in a gun safe, or you keep it next to the game controller? How do you store your weapons? First thing first, I do have a child, so that's always a huge stressor in my head. But she's not allowed anywhere close to proximity of my weapons. My less lethal I do keep out, one, for my own safety. Two, when people say, well, children get access to your guns, I mean, unless the person named Dennis the Menace, your child not going to know how to take off safety, rack the weapon, or puncture the less lethal, put one in the chamber, aim and shoot. And if they able to do that, then I need to take lessons from them. So people gotta understand, you got to have good common sense when you do this. If I have a safe. I just actually ordered a biometric safe because I want something in the car, just in case there's a pinch. But once again, if there's a situation that's dangerous, I'm not going to be in it. Let's start there. But I do believe in gun safety. For me, I don't keep the magazine with the gun. I keep them separate. Worst case scenario, I'll just rack it. I load it and rack it and keep it moving. That's just the way it's going to be. but I do do talk about safety. You just have to know your kids. If your kids are, I know some kids, especially some boys, they get into anything. Not only will I have a safe on, I will have a trigger guard lock just because I know these boys and just how it is. With my child, it's not even in the vicinity for her to even be there. And third, I'm always there. My child is not at the age where I leave her at any point. That's not going to happen. So you have to know your children and know safety. But I know how people make it. Or leave your gun safe. Or sometimes people read stuff. It's really people who don't do the thing, and then they talk about it. But every person that they talk about the other side, either the gun community talk about the liberals, or the liberals talk about, gun safety. Have they tried to sit and talk to somebody and try to have a conversation and see their point of view? Have either side tried to see each other's point of view? Because the truth be told, both got valid points. It's my God-given right to protect my family, which is so true, because the enemy is not going to stop, right? They're not going to say, now, friend, I'm gonna hit you with this banana cream pie. Give me $50. That's not going to happen, except on Looney Tunes, But at the same time, there has to be some regulation on. It can't be so easy for anybody to get it, because I got 4 weapons, and if I was an evil person, I can just keep getting guns and buy it with my money, and then just give it to somebody if I was evil that way. But all guns are registered mostly to you. So if they get your gun, they're gonna say, "Why this person got your gun?" But if that was the case, people still, if bad people want to get guns, they go get them. It'll be a way. But I do think there should be a regulation. I do believe there should be regulation like on the AK-47. I believe it. And I shot it. It is nice and it's great. And that is fun. And if that's how you want to protect your house, you can. Only thing I have a problem with is the power of the bullets and it going piercing, rooms. I don't need that type of pressure or headache. Only reason I would have that is for the shooting range and for outdoors, or I live in the woods, or I live in the country. Then that would be, for that, because I don't have regulations like you do in the city. It's just a different animal. But I also believe that that's your right, is that's what you want to protect your family. But you just got to know the environment. It's not, I feel it's not needed just in a natural, if you can't protect yourself with a concealed 9, then there's a problem. If AK-47 is your minimum to protect yourself, I question what are you doing? Are you selling drug deals? Are you shooting for the next show on Power? Are you pushing kilos like that? Then I understand. You got real life enemies, but I don't necessarily think that is necessary, for just casual. I think there should be a little bit more regulation on it. But I still believe you should have it. I'm not saying that you can't. I believe you should have it. It should not be easy as have $800 or $300 and that's it. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a gun lobbyist or anything like that. But anyway, I just got a biometric safe just for me, just for my car. Really, it's for my direct car, just in case, for emergencies. Because I do have a gun safe, but realistically, I would have to take my keys off, take the key, take it underneath where I can just have it, put my finger and move. I think that is kind of where I'm going with it. I don't know. I may use it for the house, or I may have it for the car. I have safes. I got 3. 1, 2, 3. But once again, a child got put the magazines in, rack it, take it off safe. It just is not, and I don't live a life where it's easily accessible. If I was like gone for 4 or 5 hours and I had my kid, I would think differently. I would probably have that put up safe. Definitely, I would do it for to make sure. If I was married and I had kids, I would do it for the peace of mind for other people, to make them feel safe. But I necessarily, it's like, if it's reachable, there's a problem. It should not be reachable, and none of my weapons are reachable except one less lethal, which I keep on the side of the bed, and my TCR, burner TCR, that's always reachable. But as far as my guns, I'm not pushing any type of lifestyle that way, where I'm jumping out in the middle of the night, seeing tasers and anybody from the mafia world coming for me. I'm not living any type of lifestyle like that. So I'm basically, being safe, being responsible, but I'm not gonna live like overly, a weapon has to be accessible, it has to be accessible, but it should not be easy accessible. It should be easy accessible for you, but for anybody that's not able to shoot, it should not be easy accessible. And once again, is the company you keep. You have to make sure, if you got a girl that's all day and she got a history of throwing stuff, but when she get mad, you may not want to have your gun just easy accessible. I'm just saying. You may want to keep that locked away, and then you may want to leave her down the line. But if she give good sex, then you gotta weigh that out too. I'll get the sex and then leave. But how do you do your safety? If I have multiple kids and they 5, 6, 7, 8, and they nuts but rambunctious, that'd be different. And you gotta literally know your audience. If you need it, then get it. If they not that way, and I'm not a person naive that because they never do it, it can't be done, because you don't know that you may have a child you think is good, and then they struggle with suicide, and then you come home, find them dead, and you didn't even know they've been depressed. That's a sad situation. If that is the case, I'm like this: if they tall enough to reach it, no matter the age, if they're of age and they tall enough to reach it, you may want to put a safe on. But once again, you gotta know your audience. I know a person right now, their kid's been shooting since they were 18, 17, 16, and they live in a country area, and sometimes the dad is out and about, and because of his job, and sometimes that particular child is really the strongest line of self-defense, then that'd be different. But also, I would consider less lethal weapon too, as an option for teenagers, girls, anybody who is not legally able to have a firearm. I think less lethal markers are a great alternative and will do the job, unless they the scarecrow from the Batman movie. I think it'll be just good enough. So tell me what you think. Have a good one.